Hi everyone, how's it going? It's Friday afternoon. I've got the day off, and I've had a lot of luck lately hitting the thrift shops and like discount shops, things like that in town. Picked up a lot of stuff lately. Been a real productive past week or so. So I'm going to try to show some of the stuff I picked up recently. Right now I am absolutely stuffed. One of the thrift shops I like to go to, it's the Habitat for Humanity thrift shop here in town. And right next door to this place, they opened a Egyptian grocery store, and they just recently opened a cafe inside this grocery store. And I'd seen the store before and was kind of curious, but there's not a whole lot on the outside to let you know what's going on inside. And checked them out on Facebook and saw they had the cafe, so I wanted to check it out. I really wanted to get a falafel sandwich. I like falafel. There's a place in town run by some Lebanese family, and they have a really good falafel sandwich. So I wanted to see what this place had to offer. I went in, and they have a really nice selection of groceries and candies and things like that. But went to the cafe and told them I wanted to get a falafel sandwich, and they said, "Well, what about this?" They showed me their daily special. It was something called koshari, I think, something like that. Apparently, it's the national dish of Egypt. It's a combination of rice and like macaroni, pasta, and lentils and chickpeas with like a tomato sauce on top, and then caramelized onions. And I said, okay, I'll give it a try. And ordered some chicken. They've got a chicken smoker outside this place, and that's what really drew me in, just the smell of this chicken. And the smoker smelled so good. And so I ordered that and a little soda and came home, and man, I'm just totally packed, fully carbo loaded right now. Just pretty bloated, but it was really good. A really nice little Turkish. It's all gone now. I was actually planning on showing this on camera, but I just devoured everything once I got home. But a really nice Turkish orange soda made with real sugar and flavored with actual orange juice from concentrate. Really good. A really great place. Wes here in town. If you're over at the Habitat thrift shop, you might want to check this place out. They got some really good stuff. Really good food. I was pleasantly surprised. So to get into the music, like I said, the Habitat for Humanity thrift shop is right next door to this place. I'd been there, I don't know, about a week ago, and found some really good CDs. I showed them on one of my last videos, and went back 2 days ago, or yesterday actually, just to see, thought I might pick up some more of what was there, and man, they had a whole bunch of new stuff added in, and some really nice classic stuff. So I spent about 30 bucks. Everything was priced good, priced like $1 to $4. And so I bought a whole bunch of CDs. Last time I was there, I picked up a CD by Talk Talk called Laughing Stock, and I've been listening to it in the car on the way to work and really liking it. And so this time I saw they had another CD by them, Spirit of Eden. So I picked that one up. Looking forward to hearing that. And like I said, a lot of classic stuff. Copy of Dark Side of the Moon. It's got a real kind of yellowish brown tint to the plastic on this thing. I don't know if you can see it, but it's definitely been exposed to some smoky rooms in its life, I imagine. So glad to pick that up. I've been building up my Pink Floyd collection on CD. Haven't really owned any Pink Floyd on vinyl or CD. Actually, I do have Animals. That's the only one I have. Just one of those things, I grew up with Pink Floyd, hearing it all the time, so I've never been really driven to buy a lot of Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin or The Who or things like that. But for these prices, I couldn't pass it up. Jimi Hendrix, Are You Experienced? Nice deluxe kind of package here. Sony Legacy reissue. I can't pass those up. Got a CD and I guess a DVD comes with it. So for $4, I couldn't pass that up. And this is cool. Didn't have any David Bowie in the collection, so I picked up Ziggy Stardust and Low. Nice little, I guess these like Virgin remasters from the early 90s on the Virgin label. And Beatles. I picked up a good amount of Beatles at another thrift shop, the Hospice thrift shop here in town, a couple weeks ago. Man, they had a whole bunch more here, including some of the ones I already picked up. So I picked up quite a few Beatles for sale. And Please Please Me. And the blue, I guess there's a double album collection. This one's double CDs, 67 to 1970. And the red one, which is 62 to 66. So happy to have those in the collection. And then I decided I'd sent a message actually to Wes here in town, Super Wes, on YouTube, letting him know there's some really good stuff there. And thought about it, and there were a couple I wanted to go back and kind of pick up. So I went back kind of late today and checked through and picked out a couple that I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money, because I kind of went overboard yesterday, but picked up the Santana Abraxas. It's like the Sony Legacy. It's like 30th anniversary reissue, remaster, whatever. It's got some bonus live tracks from 1970 at the Royal Albert Hall, so that's kind of cool. And then this one was really neat. I don't know why I passed on it yesterday, but I went back, picked it up today. It's David Bowie, I think it's called 1966. Supposedly it's a limited edition thing here. It's on the DCC label, and remastered from the original tapes, master tapes by Steve Hoffman, famous mastering engineer. So I decided to go back. That's really the main reason I went back today, to pick this one up. And it's kind of interesting because it's got a price sticker here. I recognize the style on the price sticker. That was from a shop in town called Here Again, which back in the 90s was a huge, not a huge store, but a store just packed full of used CDs, and I would spend hours and hours in there when I was a college student, just digging through all these used CDs, finding some really cool stuff. And the deal was they'd keep the case, they keep all the cases in these big like horizontal racks, and you just flip through them and find what you want, and then you come to the front, and they keep all the discs up at the front counter, kind of filed away. You know, it's got like a number and grease pencil there so they can find the disc. And you could listen to them all before you buy it, which is kind of cool, to audition all the stuff before you bought it. So I spent a whole lot of money in there back when I was a college student. It was one of my favorite shops. But eventually, I think the owner got in some kind of trouble or just wanted to get out of the business. So one of the employees there bought out the business, and he's actually running a shop under the same name, Here Again Records, here in town. Really good record store that sells mostly new issues, reissues of classic stuff. Not really my thing. I'm not big into reissues, but I mean, just really cool to have a store with just nothing but brand new vinyl in there. It's really cool. Let's see. So that's one more thing I picked up today. I didn't even notice this yesterday, and I almost missed it today. I just happened to notice on a shelf above where all the CDs were, there's something that looked kind of like this. I was like, it was underneath some stuff, and I kind of caught the end of it, and I'm like, oh, it's some kind of box set. And I pulled it out. It's a Nirvana box set called With the Lights Out. I don't know anything about it, so I'm not a huge Nirvana aficionado, but it looks like it's a lot of kind of radio tracks, things recorded off a radio, or demos, things like that, just odd tracks that weren't on albums. So it's let's see, 3 CDs and 1 DVD. Really neat package. So you've got your 1, 2, 3 CDs and a DVD, and a nice big book in the middle. Nice hefty book there with lots of information, I guess, about the history of the band and photos and stuff. So for $3, I definitely couldn't pass that up. They had a lot of Nirvana CDs in there. Apparently someone had sold their whole, or brought in, donated their whole collection. And a lot of like classic 90s rock, a lot of classic 60s stuff, The Who, the Beatles, things like that. Things like Sonic Youth, a lot of really cool stuff. So, and there's still a lot of stuff left behind. I just, you know, I can't just keep spending like $30 over and over at that place. But man, just amazing selection of used CDs. Just I don't know why somebody would donate their whole collection when it's good stuff like that. I mean, it's not just run-of-the-mill crap. So that was the Habitat for Humanity thrift shop. And then I went a couple days ago to a shop I don't go to very often here in town. It's called the Repurpose Project. And it's kind of like a little kind of hippie-ish. It's almost like a thrift shop, but not really. I don't think it really benefits a charity. They've got some kind of foundation or something. I guess the idea is to try to keep stuff out of landfills, so people donate stuff. So it's kind of run like a thrift shop. A lot of used stuff. They try to reuse like building materials too, I think. It's kind of a weird thing, and things aren't always priced. Like the records and CDs aren't priced. So the deal is you kind of come to the counter and you tell them what you want to pay. I think the CD, it says the suggested price is $1 to $3, and the records it didn't really say. So I picked out some stuff. Kind of took my chance, went to the counter and offered them $1 per record and $2 for the CDs, and they went for it. I was a little nervous because there was some Pink Floyd in there, and I thought maybe they'd say, oh, it's Pink Floyd, you know, how about $5 on these? But they went for $2 a piece. So I picked up a saucer full of secrets and Wish You Were Here. So that's cool, building up the Pink Floyd CD collection. And another one I picked up, which has kind of surprised me, it's not something you see very often. I've never seen it. I've heard about it. I know about the CD. It's called Nosferatu by a band called Liminal. And what it is, it's supposed to be like music for the silent film Nosferatu by Murnau. But it's a couple of guys they went on to form a band called We. Which is DJ Olive, Loop, and Once 11. Kind of a New York ambient, I guess is the name of the genre they called it. Kind of a mixture of hip-hop and electronic improvisation. Really weird, kind of spooky, sort of ambient, kind of hip-hop-ish, kind of techno. I was really excited to find that. It's on the Knit Factory Works label. I think some of these tracks are actually recorded at the Knitting Factory Club in New York City, kind of an avant-garde, jazz, experimental, electronic type club. I don't know if it's even still around, but I was excited to find out. I've already got some stuff on CD by these guys. This is called Bulbs by one of the members of Liminal, and We, called Loop, 2 L's. Kind of ambient electronic stuff. And then this one, it's on, I guess, Sonic Youth Records, SYR. So it's DJ Olive on like turntables and electronics. Kim Gordon from Sonic Youth, and then I'm going to butcher this name, Ikue Mori. She was the drummer of a band in New York in the early 80s called DNA. Can't remember what they call that style of music. But now she mostly works on laptops, sampling stuff, things like that, experimental type electronic music. So I was excited to find that. It's not the kind of thing you normally find like showing up in a thrift shop. And then also from the same place, pick up some vinyl, like I said, for $1 a piece. Classical one. I'm pretty excited about this, although it's really scuffed up, but someone on the YouTube vinyl community group on Facebook had asked if anyone was interested in him posting some classical records, things like that. And I chimed in and said, yeah, I'd like to see some. I've started collecting classical stuff on vinyl. And so one of the first he posted was a record that looks just like this, except the artwork is green. It's another Sibelius piece featuring Camilla Wicks on violin, and it's on the Capitol label from, I don't know, I guess like mid-50s, late 50s. And if this was in mint condition, apparently it would go for about $200 or so. And the original label was, I think, Metronome out of, I want to say Sweden or Finland, I don't know. But those I've seen on Pop Psych, whatever, like completed auction prices like up around like $1,000, $2,000, just insane. But this one is really scuffed up. It's a shame, but still playable. So I was pretty excited to find that, just, you know, some junky thrift shop junk store. And then some Henry Mancini, the soundtrack to Hatari, film based in Africa. It's got the famous track Baby Elephant March, Baby Elephant Walk. Yeah, it's cool. I pick up Henry Mancini. It's kind of jazzy, kind of easy listening, but just fun stuff, kind of exotic almost. And then this one's cool on some jazz on the Verve label, Ella Fitzgerald, called Hello Love. This one's actually in pretty good shape, just a few scuffs on it. So that's cool to pick all that stuff up for $1. And then the Second and Charles store here in town. I've been there recently. They've moved a lot of their value vinyl stuff, $4 and under, into dollar bins, and marked everything $1. So I went back to look through those. Didn't find a whole lot in the dollar bins, but they've taken a whole bunch of used CDs they used to have in a big plexiglass kind of cube. We had to dig through it, and it was a real mess. And they put it all stacked in nice bookshelf style racks and priced everything $1, all these CDs. So dig through them all and picked out about 8 or 12 CDs and narrowed it down to 4. 4 ones I really wanted, and I ended up buying those. So some more Pink Floyd. This one's called the Early Singles. So it's got like Arnold Lane, See Emily Play, Careful with That Axe Eugene, some other tracks. That's really nice. Little digipack there. Some Wes Montgomery. This is on the Milestone label. These are all unissued tracks from sessions in 1960 and 61, and I guess they were only previously issued on the Complete Riverside recording set by Wes Montgomery, which came out, I'm guessing, in the 90s, 92 it looks like. So that's pretty cool, featuring guys like Wynton Kelly, his brother Buddy Montgomery, Milt Jackson on vibes, Monk Montgomery, another brother, on bass, Sam Jones on bass, Louis Hayes on drums. So really cool. This one's actually still in the original shrink wrap. You even had that stupid sticker on the top that's such a pain in the butt to peel off. And some more jazz. Jamaluddin Takuma, funky bass player. He played with Ornette Coleman. Yeah, kind of doing the harmonic thing here. Bayard Lancaster on saxophones, Ronnie Drayton on guitar. Really funky, jazzy stuff. On the Gramavision label, I really like that label. Put a lot of cool stuff on that label. So I've got a couple other Takuma CD and some different stuff on vinyl. Really like his stuff. Like anything associated with Ornette, Jamaluddin Takuma, Ronald Shan Jackson, James Blood Ulmer, that whole sort of harmonic brotherhood. They all played together at one point. So I collect all that. And then this one is pretty neat. Didn't think I'd find this for $1. This is Dave Stewart and Barbara Gaskin. It's called Up From the Dark. It's a compilation on Ryko. I think at one time, I don't know if it still is, just a CD only label. They never put out like vinyl. But it's not the Dave Stewart from the Eurythmics. It's Dave Stewart from the English bands like Egg, and I think Hatfield and the North, National Health, I think. They call it like the Canterbury style. Progressive rock, sort of. You know, kind of the same grouping as like Gong, things like that. But this is more like kind of pop tunes. Stewart on keys, Barbara Gaskin on some different instruments, but mostly vocals. So really cool to find this. Really excited to find that. And then out front at Second and Charles, they have a free bin, or actually 3 bins, where they just throw in books and CDs, records, things like that that they think they can't sell in the store. I think they're just kind of worthless. And I always like to dig through it and see what's in there. Picked up some cool stuff in there. And this, last visit I happened to find this. Benny Goodman with strings. It's called Let's Hear the Melody. A little bit scuffed up, but still playable, still enjoyable. So that was cool for $0, you know. That's the collection. I like 10-inch records. It's a neat little format. So that's pretty much it. Just a lot of luck lately buying stuff for $1 or $2, $3, $4 at the most. It's been really cool. I really enjoy having 4 or 5 different shops I can hit up and buying stuff for real cheap. So that's kind of been the story of my summer. Just buying a lot of cheap stuff. Just having fun, you know, spending a few bucks here and there.